back. Mr. Barletta is recognized for 5 minutes for questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Dubin, thank you for being here, and I appreciate you recognizing the SHINE program. I've long been a champion of SHINE from the very first day that I toured the program. And for those who don't know, it's an after-school program operating in my district that is geared towards students from kindergarten to through 8th grade. The SHINE program has been proven to help kids improve attendance, behavior, test scores. Teachers have come forward and saw a remarkable difference in these students that weren't showing up to school as much. Their attendance may not have been as good, and they were not participating, and all of that has changed because of that program. And SHINE has showed me that when you awaken the minds of young children with hope and possibility of what their futures can be, that there's no stopping them. That's why I'm happy that you chose to highlight one of SHINE's many strengths, connecting students with career and technical experts so that they are exposed to job opportunities that they otherwise might not even know exist. We all know that we must bridge the skills gap to help more of our constituents realize good-paying jobs and to help our local businesses thrive. This is good for our communities, and it's good for America. But I believe we must also work to remove the stigma that's associated with non-traditional technical careers. Studies show that educating students about their options at a younger age is central to achieving this goal. After all, even if we have job training programs in place, they are nothing without dedicated and enthusiastic students to take advantage of them. So, Mr. Dubin, through your experiences on the Maryland Workforce Board, do you have any suggestions on how we can better incentivize workforce development organizations to engage with after-school programs like SHINE? And how can communities work within the existing framework of WIOA to establish and identify these partnerships?
I think the first step is with the educators. Sometimes you get some of the resistance from the educators because they're teaching, different sorts of skills. Educators have their own idea about pedagogy, their own idea about the experiences in school, and I think that's where some of the block may be, to be candid, is having that dialogue and having the will at the state level to have those discussions with your state school superintendents or what have you. So I think that's a big one. In Maryland, we have very successful CTE programs. We just need to find avenues for more funding. I'll be very clear about it. I'm a big proponent of funding, and where you get those dollars, there's usually big waiting lists. And so funding to CTE, the educators, a lot of employers that are looking for skilled people that need to be trained. In our state, they very much are partners with CTE. I think that we're under capacity in what we're producing on the CTE side, actually.
Yeah, I had a local employer approach me just a couple of weeks ago and said he had 100 good-paying jobs, but literally cannot find people to fill them. In fact, his biggest hurdle, he said, was getting people to pass the drug test. And I hear this more and more often, and it's discouraging when there are so many people unemployed, there are so many jobs that are available, and we know what we got to do, teach the skills, but I think somewhere we got to go back to teach basic skills like showing up to work on time and don't call in sick 5 minutes before you're supposed to show up.
And if I may, that's one of the reasons the state of Maryland also spend some considerable resources on soft skills. Soft skills are important, especially, soft skills are very important. Not everyone, had the advantage of growing up with people around them that taught them the things you need to be successful. And so I'm also a big proponent of soft skills training, and we see it at the board all the time, those big success stories, because that little extra element of soft skills gave someone the ability to go in and do an interview and get a job.
And I'm going to close with another commercial. If anyone hasn't heard about the SHINE program, go online, because it can be a model around the country. We have taken kids who may have lost interest and totally redirected their life. When I went in, these kids were building robots and remote control cars. And it was just amazing. And I think we really got to refocus where we're